Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Durham University Oriental Museum car park. I know, good venue. For this, the launch of the Stories of the World exhibition in Durham, Made in China, Exports and Experiences. Rubbish. Made in China, Exports and Experiences. That's better. My name is Matt Greenhall. I've been the project officer working on Stories of the World down here in Durham. Tonight is really the celebration of a remarkable group of young people. For the last 2 years, over 200 young people from across County Durham and indeed across the world have come to the Oriental Museum to look at the museum's amazing collections. They've worked in the stores, they've opened cabinets, peered into boxes, and got through many hundreds of pairs of protective rubber gloves. We should have bought shares in them, I think. Tonight we're here to celebrate around 30 of those young people who have been working specifically on curating their own exhibition. They've given up almost every Saturday in the last 18 months. Come birthdays, rain, shine, exams, coursework, they've come up here pretty much every Saturday. Tonight is really about them. This is their exhibition. They have chosen the topic, they have chosen the themes, chosen the objects, chosen how to interpret things. So it really is a celebration of a really amazing group of young people. As a result of this, I'm not going to say too much more. Just before I hand over to some of the members of the project team, I've got a few thank yous. First of all, a massive thank you to Stories of the World. For those of you who may not have heard about the project, it's part of the London 2012 Cultural Olympiad and has brought together around 60 museums and art galleries across the UK. Amongst these, I've got a very special thank you to our regional partners. First of all, Tyne and Weir Museums in Newcastle, who are launching their own exhibition, A Curious Case Of, on the 21st of July in the Great North Museum, and our other regional partners down in Middlesbrough, who launched their exhibition on Sunday. And I give a massive thank you to Anna Siddle and Isabel Siddons at the Arts Council, and also the Heritage Lottery Funds, because without them none of this would be happening. The biggest thank you, though, has to go to our remarkable group of young people. They have been not only a pleasure to work with, but a privilege. And I can say on behalf of both the university, the Oriental Museum and Stories of the World, that we are hugely proud of them, as should their families and their colleges, and importantly they themselves. They have been amazing, they've produced an amazing exhibition, and we hope this isn't the end of their contact with us. Wherever they go, whatever university, they will always be welcome back at the Oriental Museum. So please give a massive, rapturous applause for members of the Stories of the World project team in Durham.
Okay, so first of all, I'd like to welcome you all to the actual launch of the Made in China Exports and Experiences exhibit. Unfortunately, we couldn't predict the rain, so sorry about that. Altogether, we are the young people that have worked towards the creation of this exhibit, and range between the ages of 16 and 25, and we come from local colleges and also Durham University. The exhibition is part of the North East Journeys of Discovery project, which is a part of Stories of the World, which is at the heart of the London 2012 Cultural Olympiad, which is the largest cultural celebration ever to have taken place alongside the modern Olympics and Paralympic Games.
We've been developing this exhibition for over a year, but work didn't actually start until after the previous expedition, Illness and Medicine, had been launched on the 16th of April last year. Our most basic ideas were created early on, for example, the subject of the exhibition. Some of us have already learned a lot about the Chinese collections held by the Oriental Museum in previous projects, and with the Olympic and Paralympic Games moving from Beijing to London in 2012, the history of the relationship between Britain and China seemed to fit in the project.
It wasn't until later when more young people had joined the project and were introduced to the subject
that major activities and plans were created. Our exhibition began to grow throughout 2011 as we interviewed the Northeast Chinese Association and Chinese students and alumni of Durham University about their experiences with Britain. We were excited to design the exhibition ourselves, from the floor planning to panel writing and case displays.
There were many activities that took place just so we could be able to create our own exhibition. This included many hours object handling and investigating, trying to determine which objects would be most appropriate for the exhibition. And we also visited archives where we tried to find reports, diary entries, or even receipts which would just shed the light on mysteries between.
In order to be able to understand the sensitivity of the more unfamiliar and serious subjects, such as conflicts between Britain and China, we also spoke extensively with members of the Northeast Chinese Association. This allowed us to understand what would be found insulting and what we would be able to put in our exhibition without causing offence to anyone.
Sorry. We also did a number of extra activities to help us develop our project. So in 2011, we took part in summer school where we looked at British-Chinese relations between the 1500s and the 1800s. And this gave us an understanding of the history between the two countries. And we also took part in a residential trip with the other two museums in the Journeys of Discovery project. And we developed our ideas about how to display objects that may be sensitive to some people.
We've also worked with ceramicist David Fry and created our own porcelain. We learned how hard it would have been to have made the historical porcelain in our exhibition, and we also made some of our own. We certainly had a lot of fun, and we got very, very messy. As a result of this, we've been able to create an exhibition which is filled with information which may have gone ignored, hidden in archives or behind the scenes.
Over the last few weeks, we have finally been able to see our work take physical form. As we fix panels, film paintings, string apart fake food, and most importantly, arrange case displays, we learned that people with a good head for heights, familiarity with spirit level, and long fingernails are highly valuable when putting together an exhibition. None of these, however, are more important than the people who brought in home-baked treats, which we may never have had the energy to continue.
So before we finish, we'd like to say a huge thank you to the staff at the Oriental Museum, especially Matt Greenhall and Mel Smith. We've worked tirelessly and passionately to help us bring our ideas to life. We've worked tirelessly and passionately to help us bring our ideas to life, and without such fantastic support, we could have never achieved our dreams for this exhibition. In addition, we would like to thank our sister projects, the young filmmakers and the performers in the documentary A Journey of Discovery, and the creators of the bamboozled and porcelain pint animations. Thanks also to David Fry for teaching us about porcelain.
We would also like to thank Mr. Stephen Toe and his friends at the Northeast Chinese Association, Chinese students studying at Durham University, and members of the Durham Alumni Association in China for sharing their thoughts and memories with us. Finally, special thanks goes to Yu Yang Zhang, Shaoxin Li, and Xian Wang for all their help with translation. And we'd also just like to say welcome to Made in China.
All right, now go enjoy the exhibition.
So now the exhibition's officially open.